According to US Secretary of State John Kerry, a fragile partial truce in Syria has significantly reduced levels of violence.
I think it's fair to say that a few weeks ago, there were very, very few people who believed that a cessation of hostilities was possible in Syria. And it is undeniable that the result of that work has produced some progress. There has been a fragile but nevertheless beneficial reduction in violence, some say as much as 85 to 90% in Syria.
After 5 years of conflict in Syria that has killed more than 250,000 people and caused the world's worst refugee crisis, Washington and Moscow reached a deal for a cessation of hostilities. Now, the United States wants to see a further reduction of violence, as well as a greater flow of humanitarian aid reaching besieged areas in Syria.
But we both know that more needs to be done in terms of both the reduction of violence and the flow of humanitarian goods.
John Kerry will hold talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin this Thursday. The meeting was arranged following Putin's surprise announcement on March 14th that he was partially withdrawing his forces from Syria.
Are hopeful that these meetings here in Moscow today have an ability to be able to further define and chart the road ahead so that we can bring this conflict in Syria to a close as fast as possible, and also so that we can find a way to cooperate on the other challenges of the region, Yemen, Libya, the Middle East peace, and indeed prove that two powerful nations that have been able to find cooperation in the past few years, despite differences, have an ability in the face of this urgency to do what is necessary to meet the challenge. And I look forward to some very constructive conversations today to that effect.
During the meeting, Kerry is also expected to press Putin over a political transition for Syria. While the United States wants Assad to step aside, Russia says only the Syrian people can decide on his fate at the ballot box and has avoided any talks of regime change.